On a serious note now, a colleague of ours passed away a few days ago, George Stender. He worked camera for us most of the time. Was it 10, 15 years?
About that.
Yeah.
Not longer. Yeah, at least
And
15 years.
he could be described as a sweet soul.
He was a sweet soul.
A good fellow. And we loved him. And he passed. And he was in his 60s. And anyway, I don't know, enough could be said about him, but we have a clip here. If we please put it on for you people who know what we're talking about. George Stender.
Happy holidays are here again. I hope everybody drives carefully and has a safe holiday. If you don't drive, just walk 10-4.
All right, and that was a little clip of our friend and crew member here, George Stender, who just passed away suddenly this week. And he was here with us for many, many years, and a gentle soul, and just a great, sweet guy. And
Yeah.
I remember when George worked at Whitey's for years, and he made their roasted chicken. He
Yes,
was Mr.
yes.
Roasted Chicken at
That's
Whitey's.
right, that's right.
And I'll never forget one of the first few times I met him, his shoes were just covered with flour.
Yeah.
He had flour all over his shoes, and probably still some of it on his pants, because he was back in the kitchen, and making their roasted chicken. And he shined shoes. I mean, everybody around town knew George.
He used to walk along Wilson Boulevard and every place, and he had a pack with him usually, and he's walking, and people all knew him. People all knew him. I mean, to know George is to like George. It was simple as that.
Such a gentle guy and a sweet guy, and he came down and helped us out and ran camera and did whatever we asked him to do, and he was just a part of our AWN family here, so we'll really miss him. So I guess we should say that probably this whole show, our Earth Day show here, is dedicated to George Stender. We'll really miss him. And for those of you who knew him, you just knew George. He was around everywhere. All the guys, he could walk into a restaurant and sit down, and the owner, the manager was there. He'd know him, and he'd bring him out a cup of soup.
Yeah.
Bring him out something to eat. And I was always envious of that. George knew more restaurant managers than I think anybody did around here. So.
Yeah. Good guy.
He was a great guy.
We'll miss him.
We'll miss him. We'll miss you, George. So this is our George Stender show for those of you who knew him and remember him.
So.
All right. Well, thanks, Rich.